we're going.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
I'm excited. I love the podcast every week. Every time I listen to it, because I recently started listening to them.
That's good. Welcome to the Rad Dudecast, episode 6.
This is episode 6.2. We just started episode 6, but had to redo it because the audio was broken.
Am I going to have to remind you to do the dog barking every...
Fuck. Man, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Because he came in. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it again.
Okay. Welcome to the Rad Dudecast, episode 6. I'm Brendan Eyre. I'm here with...
It's me,
Greg Stone. We're here. Let me take care of some business real quick up top. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're getting tons of positive feedback. We're getting a great amount of listeners. We made the new and noteworthy section of the comedy section of iTunes. Please do us a favor. We're trying to grow this podcast with word of mouth without advertising. So if you like it, share it on your Facebook. Tell some friends about it. Tweet about it. You can follow us on Twitter at the Rad Dudecast. You can email us your questions and we'll get back to you and answer on air. That's theraddudecast@gmail.com. Are those the plugs?
Yeah,
the
Anthony, you got to talk. Only Anthony talk.
Okay. Yeah, that was great, man. I thought you nailed it. You got everything.
I can't tell. We might have to start this over again.
Why?
I can't tell if I can hear Anthony through the microphone or through his loud voice.
No, it's good. His levels are coming up good.
Anthony, talk. Well, that's me.
All
That's
right.
my levels we're talking. Anthony, talk.
Okay.
Tell us about your dead dad.
Well, I don't know too much about him. He's
Oh,
dead.
your levels are too low.
He's in the clouds.
He's talking lower.
No,
Okay,
that's
we're good.
why.
All right, we're
After-
back. The kids are back.
I like
to
The
believe
boys are
something,
back in
but-
town.
Oh,
It's hard,
boy. We did it again. We're here. Look, we're figuring out the audio
How
as
do
we
I know if
go.
this thing's even recording?
Greg's doing a fantastic job. We're not audio technicians. This is the kind of stuff you don't get on other podcasts where every week they're worried if they're recording or not. Where every week it's a hit or miss.
I'm just going to sit back and whatever it is, it is. If the people are listening to nothing, the people are listening to nothing. And then we'll just have three friends having a good time. I believe with everything that I believe that thing is recording us at great levels right now.
I think it's fine. Look, there's been some less than perfect audio episodes so far, and people have listened to them and loved them.
Okay.
So let's not worry too much about that.
I think that's good, though. It makes every episode, it has like a different backdrop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the backdrops is that no one ever hears you.
Yeah, that's one of them.
I don't even people
that's
know.
a fun one, And then there's like, you go to, I don't know. I like a thing. Like if you played in a video game and everyone kind of has their different background, that's fun. That makes it more fun. I always enjoyed those sort of things.
Here's the thing. Our hope is that this thing continues to take off the way it does, and we get ourselves some sort of setup where we've got some of those like boom-style radio mics coming down from
Well, don't
an
tell them
arm.
we don't have that. They probably think we have those. People probably think that we're in some glass wall studio
Yeah, shit.
with
Bunch of
giant
glass
mics.
walls.
Yeah. I don't think people realize we're talking into those old Barbie microphones. Did you guys have Barbie microphones?
No.
No. I didn't have one.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, my sister had one.
Oh, really?
It was like a big plastic thing that had just to put a coil in it. Like He-Man had one in the Snake Castle. Like it was just a big metal coil and you spin it just vibrated your voice. You don't ever have one of those toy microphones?
I think I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those were good ones.
Yeah, I didn't have a Barbie one.
I had a Barbie one. It was my sister's, but she never played with it, and I like to pretend I was a. I don't want to get into this right now.
No,
What did you like to pretend you were?
I like to think that I had some kind of leadership capabilities, and that I would talk to people in this microphone, and that people would listen, and they would do my biddings and things.
What kind of biddings? Because you're young.
Oh, like I had a. Whenever the I had GI Joes, and whenever they would give commands, I'd set them aside, and then I would take on the role, and then I would just stand and I would talk to my soldiers and give big speeches.
With the Barbie microphone.
At the Barbie microphone, it was very fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a
That
good
kind
time.
of stuff is great. I used to do this thing where I would like roll up a piece of paper like it was a cigarette.
Ooh.
I just and I'd put on a hat backwards and pretend I was like a tough, like I was in a gang.
Yeah, you used to pretend like you are now. You pretended that you were who you've become.
I used to just I remember being very young doing that and just like saying, like what I thought the gang would be saying, like bring bring us the diamonds, Teddy. Because I thought a lot of diamond heists. Another thing I did, I remember this very clearly. I saw a guy who I thought was a very cool guy on the street. Okay, and he had on 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of sweatpants, one
Double pants.
one
time?
leg of one sweatpants was cut into shorts, and that's so just shorts on one side.
Yeah.
And that's how you could tell he had the other pants on because they came down under that side. So I went home and I said, this guy is top of the line. I went home. I made that rig up with clearly I wasn't supposed to be cutting up my sweatpants.
Sure.
But I made that rig and just looked at myself in the mirror. In hindsight, that man was clearly just homeless.
I remember this as a style, though.
Really?
Yeah,
What,
man.
like the one leg up?
No, not one leg up, but you cut shorts, then sweatpants under the shorts.
No, but this was only on one leg.
Oh,
Only
on one leg.
side, the leg was
Ooh.
cut off.
That's fun. Maybe he just didn't finish the other leg.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fun.
And let me tell you this. I'd love to get your take on this, Greg. Me and Anthony saw a couple of sort of hobo kids on the L train yesterday. Now, this, if you're not from New York, there's a whole culture on 2nd Avenue of sort of
Scum
junkie. Yeah, they're like gutter punks. They're different from your normal homeless. They're generally white, 20-year-old. You know, they've got pet rats that sit on their shoulder.
And pit bulls.
Yeah, they got pit bulls. Now, we saw there was a guy with a girl, and the girl, nice looking, she was a cute girl. She looked young, just whole face tattooed.
Yeah.
Tattooed all over her face. And I felt so bad looking at the two of them because, and I told Anthony at the time, that guy, in 5 years, he could totally be like this, you know what? Being a hobo is not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get some different clothes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a job and have a life.
Yeah.
But she's stuck.
With
Her
face
face
tattoo.
is tattooed.
There's a bunch of those guys have those face tattoos. They do that for a reason. They do that because they don't want to be, because they don't. I'm beautiful. You accept me as this. Well, then I'm going to scar myself so that you have to take me for who I am. That's what I think.
Yeah, which is, I'm very much in favor. Anyone do whatever they want as long as you're not hurting someone. So whatever, if that's what they like, fine. I just think they're going to regret that. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, well, let's get into our first story today. We've got a true American weirdo.
I feel very sad about that last story.
Yeah, I
about
was sad
that
at the
girl?
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very sad. I got a lot sad about a lot of things. Those rats, though, Scott. I don't like you have carrying rats around.
You see them with rats?
Yeah.
they
This
bring
is-
rats.
For those of you not in New York, this is we're not exaggerating. There's a whole kind of crew of kids on 2nd Avenue downtown who they've got rats that live on their shoulders.
Yeah. And I don't get it because I feel like I would leave if I was a rat on someone's shoulder.
Yeah.
I would live with the millions of other rats, make a bunch of other friends, not some scummy kid on the street who's
Maybe they put cheese in their hair.
or in their mouth.
Yeah, like maybe they do. Maybe they do like a cheese situation. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, you got to feed the rat, that's for sure. Oh, do you guys know about rat kings?
Yeah. They're terrifying. I prefer we don't talk about it.
We're going to get in there because I didn't even think this was going to be a subject. But do you know about rat kings?
Not really.
Oh, it's bad news.
Rat kings.
It's bad news. A rat king occurs when a group of rats, for whatever reason, is stuck in a tight place, or they get stuck in mud, or they just live in
I don't
too
wanna talk
close
about this.
quarters, and their tails start getting knotted up, and they grow together.
Giant.
They grow together, and it becomes a creature.
100-man rats.
Yeah, there's just 100
What?
rats that lives as one rat. It fuses together. It's true. It's a true
They
story.
have pictures of this?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
pretty rare. They're very rare.
So what do they do as like
I'm
a
not gonna
whole,
look at this
how do
picture.
they walk
They just
around and
scurry
stuff?
around like a spider.
Oh my god. That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's happened to my friend. I had a few friends in this that happened to. They all hold hands for too long. And Boy king, become boy kings.
Boy King.
Yeah, in the South End, it's very common.
Oh, well, that does
Boy King.
that does happen to the morbidly obese, where they'll fuse into
fuse
their
into the
chair
furniture,
or
yeah.
the remote control.
Yeah.
Which is always
It happens a lot with love. If you love someone so much and you hold their hand forever, you become fused with them. That's true love.
that is true love. If I see someone and they say they're in love and they're not attached at the hand, I
Not
say,
yet.
Yeah.
No, you're not yet. You're not.
Yeah. Yeah, they have more. Greg's looking up pictures.
Merry
of
Christmas, buddy.
of Rat Kings. It's bad.
It
news,
is bad
man.
news. Oh,
Oh
God.
my God. So they're just they're connected at the tail.
Yeah,
If one
their tails
dies-
grow together. They drag that. Well,
Just drag
the
them around,
people
or
think
they bite it off?
Rat Kings are sort of a myth in that there's been very few instances of a live one being observed.
Oh.
So they mainly find them dead or the skeletons,
Oh.
and they don't really know what they do. But this, I feel like people are throwing up right now. I should have brought
I'm throwing
that
up.
Their tails look like curly
I
fries.
Oh,
do.
I love curly fries.
Yeah. They kind of do.
Let me
but
ask
then
you
they got rats attached to the curly fry. Like you're like, oh, that's a nice plate of curly fries, and you're like, oh, there's all these dead rats attached to it. I don't want to eat that.
Now, what street do you go down? Do you go down the curly fry street or the waffle fry street?
If I'm ordering fries,
Yeah. You got a choice of all three.
Depends where I'm at, okay? Because I do like a good curly fry. I like a Arby's curly fry. Mm-hmm. But some places I don't like their curly fries.
Well, I'll tell you this.
What happens if like one of these rats dies? Then they just got to drag around this one guy for a
Well,
long
I'll tell
time?
you what, and this is
Probably falls off.
at the risk of alienating more of our listeners. I bet they eat him.
Oh yeah, you're.
You
That
think
would
they eat him,
surprise
and then
me.
they
Yeah.
goes through. Then he stays with them forever.
It's like human centipede type situation, maybe.
Man.
I'm saying you eat them, so like the body then
becomes
doesn't
a
leave;
part
it
of you.
becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
What were you
this.
talking about? Oh, curly fries or waffle fries?
Did I ever tell you about the biggest disappointment of my life?
No.
Biggest disappointment of my life. I go to a diner. I'm very excited. This is the most exciting moment of my life because I see a thing on the menu called steak fries, $3. Have I already talked about this? This is such
How old were you?
23.
You were 23 years old. You didn't know what steak fries were?
Well, no. I know French fries. So I had French fries before, but I go to this place. You know, it's probably when I first got my license, probably. So I'm driving. I'm making my own big boy decisions now.
Right.
We go to the Nevada diner, and everyone's like, "We didn't eat." We're like, "Let's eat. Let's all order." Like, I'm like, "Wow, these guys are all losers. They're ordering the Titanic platter and the lobster fish and all these things. They're ordering these great deals." I say, "I'm going to go $3.95 steak fries." So in my head, I'm like little pieces of steak. This is going to be great. They're cut up individually with a dipping sauce, maybe an au jus on the side. This is going to be amazing.
Right.
And I'm getting out of here under $5. This is the best. Everyone meals comes. They are all eating. Guy says, "I'm sorry, yours is a little delayed." And I'm like, "Of course, you got to cut up all this steak." And the guy has the nerve to bring to me fucking French fries. I've never been so disappointed in my life. Just so upset. I didn't know how to tell my friends that I was let down. I said, "Yeah, this is all I'm eating. This is all I'm hungry for. Just French fries. This is all I wanted." Because I didn't want to look like an asshole. But who the asshole is that named them steak fries?
Well,
Why would you name him that? That doesn't make any sense to anybody.
I tell you why. First of all, let me get both your opinions on this. Are steak fries not really a thing in New Jersey?
No, not a common thing. My only encounter with them was that they were frozen in the frozen section at a grocery store. I saw them, and I was like, I did kind of a similar thing where I was like, steak fries. I thought they'd be like, have you ever had like a chicken fried steak?
Yeah.
Where the outside it's different, but inside it's steak. That's what I thought too.
Or chicken fingers. They're like little steak fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
What a great
Something
meal.
like that. And I was very excited. Very similar situation. It happened to me probably when I was like 9, but very similar.
Well, then I don't blame you for because what would you expect them to be with a name like that? But in Ohio, steak fries are fairly common, and they're named that way because of the cut of the French fries. Steak fries are the worst. First of all, they're the worst variety of fries. It's a meaty fry. They give you more of the
It's
potato.
too much potato.
Yeah, it's
I
almost
enjoy
a potato
steak
wedge.
fry, but they're very disappointing.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that. See, I've always steak fries are very common to me, so I'm surprised.
No,
I also like that you thought that a steak French fries entree would be $3.95.
That's what I thought. I thought it was one of those under the fucking radar
Man, I'm
deals.
really pulling the wool over on this place.
They were like, "Hey, listen, this is our special. We have these special steak fries, and we do them so good, we want everyone to try them at a deep discount. $3.95.
We're in
What
every
a deal.
man's diner.
Oh man,
How's nobody getting these?
All right. Here's what
I love that story.
I do too. I do
Steak
too.
fries mishap.
And I don't blame you, because it's his stupid name. Now that here's what I'd like to talk about today: a true American weirdo, a real.
I'm going to have to start penalizing you.
Greg's mad because I'm moving the mic, and I don't
You're
blame
not moving
him.
the mic. You're moving your head.
I don't blame him.
you
He's
gotta
in
move
charge
your
of audio.
head, man.
I gotta.
Who is he supposed to say? Stoic like
Mike
a
with
no.
head. Mike
I
with
don't.
head.
I
You,
don't.
You got to be more on those levels. He's got to be able to move his head.
He can
No.
move his head, but move the mic with the head.
I feel like
Alright.
he is doing that. I'm doing that right now.
Okay. I'm going to get into this story, but first, I want to throw this out there because we do have a fair amount of people listening to this podcast. It's really growing at a nice rate. If you're listening
Yeah.
and you know how to set up podcast audio, we'd like to invite you into the studio for an epi.
Yep,
here.
yeah.
Slap you right in
And
the face.
don't think you're going to get a spot on the podcast because
No.
you're not.
We only have
Greg's
3
the
mics.
engineer.
Yeah.
We only have 3 mics, and Greg's the engineer.
the
But
best
if you
engineer in
could
the
walk him
business, too.
through the setup, because he didn't. First of all, the 3 of us don't know anything about audio. Greg's the one who just figured out to learn about it. But this.
But I didn't learn. I didn't look anything up.
Yeah. So.
But you got good instincts.
I was,
Audio
yeah,
instincts.
it's all
man.
audio instincts, and
Yeah.
I was born with this burden. Let it be known, this burden was born upon me. I did not ask for it, but it is something that I've taken upon me with refusing. 6 episodes in, I have not looked at an instruction manual or an internet how-to.
I love that. I love that kind of.
Well, I
know
always
the
tell
word,
myself
but-
I'm gonna. I'm always
What's
like,
that?
oh, I'll do this later, and then next thing I know, it's the next podcast day, and I haven't done shit. Oh, that's why. That's why I get so angry. Is because I know it's just a reflection upon my own misgivings.
Okay. So a true American weirdo.
Well, we should turn this into a contest. Before we get into this weirdo, we should have a contest for this audio guy to have him come and set this
the
up.
next, the
No.
next big audio guy.
No, we're not having.
Yeah, America's next big audio guy.
Next big audio
Oh, America's
guy.
next big
First of
audio
all-
guy. I love
First
this.
of all, I've tried to bring up this story 25 times. Second of all, let me.
We have nothing but time.
Yeah.
No, we do, we have
got like
1
40
hour.
more minutes.
We have 1 hour.
We got to find this audio guy.
We got to get this audio.
I'm gonna
guy.
write some emails.
Yeah, get an
Let
email.
me tell you
We
why.
go to the email center.
Get to the email center. Oh man, just type in audioguy.com.
Why is Anthony just walking away? He can't have that long cord.
Go to the
He
email
needs
center.
He needs the long cord because he's got to go to the email center.
How are we gonna find this audio guy?
What
Let me-
kind of ramifications are we looking
let me
for?
tell
I
you.
feel like you're right for a tickle.
No, don't tickle me on
Tickle
the
him.
podcast. Do not tickle me on the podcast.
Oh,
No, come on.
Everyone
I'm
take it
serious.
to a vote.
No, I'm serious. I'm real fucking ticklish, man. Don't tickle me on
Are
the
you
podcast.
really super ticklish?
Yes. Yeah, I'll punch you. I'll get so mad.
Oh, punch him.
It feels,
Quite a reaction.
No,
No,
it feels
that is
bad to me.
brutal.
I don't
Okay.
like being tickled.
All right, that's fine. Let's do a
Man,
shake.
this just got real awkward. No.
Shake
no.
hands.
I'm being
Do a hand-
threatened.
Bring this to my judgment. I will
You're not a judge.
I
Brandon's
am the judge.
No,
You're
we
not the
can,
judge.
anyone can bring a case to anyone. We've already
bring the case
No,
of
I'm not
tickling to
bringing a
me.
case. I have no case.
Then I will decide whether or not tickling is allowed on the podcast.
No, I have no case. I'm not being
State
tickled.
your argument. State
I'm
your
not
argument.
being tickled.
What-
First of all, second of all,
I want to judge this.
I'm not bringing the case.
Yeah, because
I withdraw.
You can't withdraw.
No, because
Anthony, do you want to
refuse.
tickle him?
Because I have
I'd
the
like to.
rights.
Is there one rule that is if one person wants to do something, it has to be done?
And what I want to do is not be tickled.
No, if
Everyone
there
has
is a
the
dis-
rights to decide their
That's
own
fair,
fate.
Greg. That's fair.
No, here is the ruling. Let me tell you, this is the ruling as judge proceedings in this court right now. What happens is if one person brings something they want to do and someone denies, that it must be brought to the third person for a ruling.
No.
I will judge
No.
fair.
No.
I will judge fair. You must
no,
trust in our
because
court
I know
system.
your judgment is going to get me tickled.
No, it will not.
A, and B, we
State your
said last
case.
time anyone can bring a case that wants to bring a case. You're bringing the case to yourself.
No, yeah,
You're
that's not
bringing the
fair.
case to
That's not fair,
yourself.
man. No,
you guys
Nobody's
have-
bringing a case to
You're
you.
bringing the case to
You've
yourself.
written
and
a
making
case,
judgment.
and I will proceed over it.
But I bring no case.
I'm on Brendan's side now because I don't want to get punched.
So you
in
don't
the
want to
face.
tickle him?
No, I don't anymore. After he said he might punch me in the
I
face.
really hate getting tickled, man.
Then-
That's fair. I don't like it very much either.
So if
I'm
neither
just
of
trying
you want to
jazz
tickle
you
each
up, to be
other,
fair.
Yeah.
then well, what if I want to be tickled?
Then you got to tickle yourself.
Then you got.
No, you can't. Everyone knows you can't
Everyone
tickle
knows
yourself.
You can't tickle
You can't tickle yourself.
I don't think so.
Look, I feel bad because
Maybe
I
you're right.
will bring you a case at some point. I'm not saying I don't trust in your judgment as a judge.
Yeah.
I'm saying this particular case, I don't want to even put it up for judgment. I can't be tickled.
But that's the thing is, if there's something that I don't even want to bring up for judgment, I don't have the rules to say that I don't want to bring this up for judgment.
Yes, you do.
If you guys say, hey, we're all taking our dicks out for the show, and I say, I don't want to bring this to the judgment, no, we have to take the case to the court for taking our dicks out.
Is that? I don't know how it works.
Are we taking our dicks out?
But only if Anthony resigns his want to be tickling,
I resign.
then, then the case will be dropped.
Let's do that. I resign my want to be
Thank you.
tickled.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Let's
fair.
shake.
Gentlemen's
Let's do that
shake.
handshake.
Gentlemen's shake. Oh, a tickle match is broken out.
That's bullshit. That is
The case has been brought back.
Yeah,
tickled
the
him.
case.
Bring- yes.
Dust off that case.
Anthony
I just
went
got tickled. An
Anthony
unfair
went in
tickle.
for a shake to agree that he wouldn't tickle
Oh.
me, and I turned the tables, baby, and
No,
tickled
now
him.
you will be.
That's
You will
bullshit.
You have broken a rule, as I have brought the case down, and now we must decide upon
You
your
guys spent
punishment.
10 minutes in the email center.
No, I will decide what is right and what is wrong. You have now broken a rule. The rulings were happening.
It's too hot in here.
What shall be your thing?
Anthony's not comfortable. Well, while you think of my punishment, can I bring up this story? I think
Sure.
I think you guys are gonna like this.
But no,
Okay.
but we're just gonna gloss over.
No, he's going to come up with a
ambush
punishment
attack
for
that
me.
I
He's
got.
thinking of
I
a
didn't
punishment.
punishment.
This is still on the table. You
Well,
bring this back up.
we're just gonna go back.
I
What
will
kind of
accept
punishment-
my punishment. It was the big.
What kind of punishment are you looking for this man?
Let's do the
you-
story first. I'll think about my punishment. and
But then
we'll go to
I
that
will
after.
decide whether or not that punishment is fair.
Fine.
So I remembered reading about this guy this week. A long time ago, I read about him, and I thought to myself, "This is just the kind of thing you guys love." Okay, this is
all right.
a true American weirdo. Okay, George Edward Waddell, born October 13th. 1876, died April 1st, 1914, at the age of 37. Okay,
37 in 1914, though. That's like 80.
That's huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 85 years old.
no, he died in 1914.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
that
yeah,
age,
yeah, I
like,
see what you're saying.
come on,
He
everyone
was
So he
dying.
was a
Senior
pitcher.
citizen.
He was a Hall of Fame pitcher. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I believe, in
Refill the Brita.
1964.
Fuck you. Asked me to refill the Brita.
I
We
just
went through this the
did.
last
I just did
episode.
ask
No,
you.
no, you said refill the Brita. Anthony,
question mark. You didn't
this
see the
is how it
question
goes.
mark.
Anthony, could you please refill the Brita?
No, because my name is... Yeah, refill it. That's what you're saying.
No.
Anthony, could
you're
you
saying
please refill the Brita?
Yeah, Brendan,
So
I will for
Ru-
you, but I'm not doing it for you.
So
fucking
George Edward
Waddell.
better known as Rube,
Greg. Hey, asshole, there it
Rubes.
is.
Thanks for the water, you dick.
Hall of Fame pitcher. Okay, this guy was phenomenal. Why am I bringing him to you? Not for his pitching abilities. Okay, this guy.
Wait, this is like Knights in the Round Table time. And they
This
had
was a long
baseball?
time ago. Yeah, this was
1814 is
this-
not Knights of the Round Table time
No, it wasn't. 1876 he was born.
or whatever.
So,
Wait, I need to get a full view of this story.
okay.
I can't... What president are we talking about? Hoover? What year?
At the
1914?
turn of the century.
Do we have
So-
cars yet?
So he was born in 76. To give you a little
No electricity
historical
yet?
timeline, the Civil War happened in the 1860s. So, he was born 15 years after the Civil War.
Okay.
So,
So-
this is early,
What was he, south or north?
He died. Well, no, he was after that.
So we don't even know about Vietnam
what
yet.
did he side with?
No, I mean he died right before World War I even started.
I wonder what their 9/11 was, because everyone has their own 9/11
World War One?
in their time. It could have been the
I think it
Civil
was
War.
just like everything. I think
Let
Back
Brendan
then,
talk.
I'm trying to think what would be the equivalent. Yeah, not a lot going on.
I think
Maybe
some
the
people's 9/11
Spanish-American
was-
War, possibly.
Oh, wow.
I don't know for sure.
Santa Ana.
I mean, certainly I believe that would have been a little after
JFK
the
was someone's
revolution.
9/11.
Yeah, it was mainly JFK's 9/11.
Before my 9/11, before actual 9/11, which is my 9/11, my 9/11 was when I shit my pants on a first date. So isn't that crazy?
It wasn't the steak fries incident?
No, my original 9/11 was shitting my pants, and then the real 9/11 happened, and that became my 9/11.
You were saying that was your 9/11 before the real 9/11 happened?
No, but I was saying like everyone.
This is my 9/11, and everyone would just be confused.
the biggest 9/11 of my life was shitting my pants on a first date, and then 9/11 happened, and then that just really kind of washed the board clean for. Yeah, that's just in my 9/11 now.
So here's the deal with Rube. Historians.
His name is Rue?
His name's George Edward Waddell, better known as Rube.
Oh, it's Rue.
From that
Rube.
classic saying,
No,
what a
not-
rube.
Oh, Rube.
Rube.
Rube, like what a
Rube.
rube. Like
Yeah.
this
Like
guy's
what
a
a-
real
yeah.
rube.
Yes.
That's where that came from.
Yes.
That's probably his
No,
9/11.
that's not. They called him that because he was
he was a rube.
A hick, yeah.
What is a Rube?
A rube is a country bumpkin, a hick, a naive person, you
Right.
know, a
Neanderthal.
the opposite of a city slicker.
A Nancy
You know?
boy.
No,
That's
no,
not,
not
it's
a
not
Nancy boy.
Like a sissy.
No.
Not at all.
Now, Rube Waddell. So they think now historians and doctors have later speculated that at the very best, he was autistic. At the worst, he may have been full-on mentally retarded.
Yeah.
So this guy was the best pitcher at the time when you could keep him pitching. Certain troubles that he had were sometimes fire trucks, because back then stadiums
They had cars, or these are fire wagons?
They had cars at that time. They may have been some wagons, some cars. But the stadiums were kind of open. It wasn't the enclosed stadiums you had today.
And this sissy couldn't pay attention if a fire truck...
He's not a sissy.
He's not a sissy.
He mentioned this.
But fire trucks would come by. He would leave the mound and chase the fire trucks down the street.
Like a dog.
Yeah, like a dog. He would show up to the game late, wearing his street clothes, come out onto the field, remove all of his clothes to the nude. And,
Real sugar shoes.
and
That they don't correspond. I don't understand how sugar
and he would
shoes
change
people do
into
that.
his uniform. Opposing fans would bring puppy dogs and shiny objects to hold in the stands because they knew if Rube saw them, he would come over and be unable to pitch because of his fascination with them. He was oftentimes late for games.
I think I'd do a movie about this guy. I would love to hear about
It's
this guy.
bizarre they haven't. He would be late for games. They would go looking for him, and he would be playing marbles in the street with children.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why?
'cause he was a child.
And he was also a drunk. He was a notorious drunk.
But in those days, people were just getting drunk on wine all day. You know, going to the court square, fighting on horses. That's wine. It wasn't even
no,
outlawed
No,
yet.
you got your times all
You
wrong.
got them all wrong.
No, I don't have anything wrong. I have everything right.
No,
this part,
Rube
you got all this
Waddell
wrong.
was not in the medieval times.
That's what I'm imagining, and you're gonna have a hard time convincing me otherwise.
Well, I want you to think of maybe because I think I can put it in terms you would understand. I'm thinking.
Well, I'm not Greg Rube Stone.
Well, you're just saying that you refuse to believe that
You have his mind.
1875
You're as
is
retarded
not
as
the
him.
medieval times. Don't you turn it on me?
Well, my story seems more fun.
Well, think about
It's
think
not
about
real.
this is fun.
All right.
Think
Fantasy's
about
always more fun.
Tell
Will
me-
Smith, The Wild Wild West. Great.
Oh,
movie.
boom!
We're talking
I'm,
those times.
I'm on
yeah.
board now. I'm on
Yeah.
board.
We're talking those times.
So everyone had
I
guns.
like those kind of movies. They don't make enough of them. I feel like those like future but
Westerns?
past. No, not westerns. I've never
Steampunk, I
Yeah.
think. Is
Oh,
what
is that really what
it's
they
sort
are?
of steampunk, yeah. It's
Okay.
sort of a past
That never happened?
with these weird futuristic. Similar is what's the one with the
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
yes
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I like those
There
realities.
were certainly steampunk elements in
Game of Thrones.
no what's that movie where the guy's controlling the weather?
Oh, the Avengers. League of Gentlemen.
League of Gentlemen,
Yeah.
League of
Yeah,
Extraordinary
yeah,
Gentlemen.
yeah.
There certainly was.
The
Anthony,
other
can I have a
Avengers.
water?
Yeah, of course.
Is
Of
that the
course,
other?
Brandon. That's a
Thank
great way
you.
to ask.
Thank
as well.
you.
Greg.
Yeah,
You can
fill
learn
me
it.
up, man.
But
Fill
how
me up.
about
Fuck
this?
you for the way you
Don't
talk
curse.
to me.
Don't
How
curse.
about this Rube Waddell? Guy's just kind of he's retarded, and
Yeah.
they're just sort of using him because
But I
he's the
look-
best.
A blue cup, all right?
Yeah, that's great. He's
Okay.
the best
You're not getting
pitcher
more
there's
water,
ever
Greg.
been at the time.
But I love that. I love that this guy's got one thing he's amazing at: throwing
Yeah.
that ball fast. It's
Yeah.
like me.
What's your thing?
Audio, hooking up and setting up and taking
No.
down.
Yeah, like you're retarded at audio.
please
You
don't say
can't
retarded
that.
on
You
the radio.
Can't say that on the radio.
Because there's a bunch of retarded people listening to this.
Yeah,
I'm probably
I know.
retarded.
People don't say
Yeah,
that
you know,
anymore.
Greg said it 3 times.
What is this? Water for a baby? The guy gives me half a cup.
Yeah, he
I
really.
asked you
We're
if
trying
you
to
wanted
hydrate
the
here,
blue
not
cup.
wet our
I'm trying to
knees.
just make it even for everybody. I don't want you too hydrated, but you have real
That's
slick
smart.
mouth.
No, he's got to have his
You
mouth
guys hear
wet.
that that great new Jerry Seinfeld hydration bit?
Oh, God. Brendan told me this last night.
No.
No.
What's the bit?
I just feel like at a certain point in your career, they let you get away with a little more.
Yeah.
Because he just said, everyone's telling you to be hydrated. You got to hydrate. Otherwise, you're dehydrated. And then he got a standing ovation.
Oh, he's just doing that Seinfeld bullshit.
Yeah, well, I like Seinfeld.
Yeah, I like him too. Well, that's what we were talking about yesterday.
If he was in this
you-
room, I'd smash his nose with a wood board.
I'd love for
That's gonna be-
I'd love for that scenario to happen in both those senses.
That's
Where
gonna be-
somehow Seinfeld's in this room, and then you also have a wood board that you're gonna smash him with.
I feel like this is going to be bad for all of our careers.
What, shit talking Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Well, you
No,
guys
I
could
was
get on
just
board
about
with
to
him,
say
but if he's
something
here,
very
I'll
nice.
smash his
I
face
mean,
with
I
a wood
just
board.
think he was so successful that he became a thing. Whatever he does became a thing, and that's why like people.
You think
I
that's
look
a thing
down
I'm
upon
jealous
it,
of?
but-
I'm not jealous of him.
Okay. Anyway, Well, I mean, this whole chunk might. I mean, from the retarded comment that I made to this.
Well,
we're in hot water right now. Let's step out of hot water, get into a nice cold bath. Let's get back to this guy.
This is what it's
Speaking
like.
of hydrate, I told you. Go ahead.
This is what it's like being Opie and Anthony. There's a lot of pressure on those guys. You're just talking. You're trying to fill airspace. You know.
I got to
get back to the email center. We probably got a bunch of emails.
Get out of the email center. Get out of the email center. Or
I don't think anybody likes the email center bit.
I forbid you to be in the email center. I hydrated someone to. I got to tell you this story.
Yeah.
Well, you want to hear this story about a big fight? I almost got to fight. I'm almost getting into fights.
Your day
I'm not going to fight anybody. I'm walking around. I'm walking past this restaurant, and this, probably slower gentleman. I'm not going. He was probably mentally slower. Was shooting the water on the sidewalk to cool it down or to whatever, clean the sidewalk. So as I walk by, he turns it on and just shoots my feet full of water. And I go, wow, what the fuck? Like, I didn't. Yeah. And then I look, I was like, I didn't really.
Right. Whatever.
But then this guy comes out who I think worked with him and goes, hey, he was like, it's just water, bro.
Oh.
And I was like,
oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. So I was like, listen, it's just, I was like, look, my feet, I got to walk. I'll be walking around. I don't want to walk around with wet feet. Like, it's not a big deal. I wasn't even yelling. I just, and he was like, yeah, but it's only water. I mean, really relax. And I was like, hey, man, why don't you relax? I don't give a shit. You're being whatever. And he's like, it's just water, bro. So then now here's what I did. Here's how I responded with that comment. I took my water bottle and threw water all over him. I just gave him a nice filthy stream of water
Give him a taste
all
of his
over
own
his shirt
medicine.
and face. He did not think it was just water. He started flipping out, yelling at me, saying, what the fuck, what the F? He started trying to chase me.
It's just
but
water,
I say, it's
bro.
just water, bro. It's just water. It's just water. But I think I can't go around doing that kind of thing.
Well, let me tell you right off the bat, they're in the wrong. Because for those of you that don't live in New York, let me tell you something. They're watering the sidewalks like bananas in this city.
Yeah.
It's as if they're growing a vegetable garden in their sidewalk. Everywhere you go during the summer months, there's just the super of the building. He's standing outside. He's spraying one spot on the sidewalk with a hose for a good hour and a half.
It's
right?
because we're an island, and they think we have so much water to give.
That's probably why.
That's a good point.
But here's the thing. It's just water, bro. Whatever. It's my feet. Be careful.
Yeah.
This is a public sidewalk. You don't spray water on a guy's feet. You walk dogs for a living, okay? Let me tell you what's going to happen. You start walking around with wet feet. You're walking around the city. Next thing you know, you got foot rot.
Yeah.
That
gangrene.
foot rot sits in. You're out of a job.
Out of feet. I'm out of a job, out of feet. They're going to cut my feet off like they did in 1814. Mm-hmm. When you came back, they just cut your feet right off.
Medieval times.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, also, I wasn't even mad at that guy for shooting me with the water. Like, I get it. He wasn't doing it on purpose. But old fucking guy. And that's why I kind of have a little respect for this guy. Because I think I'm the same kind of person where someone flips out a little too soon. And then I go, hey, man, why don't you just relax and not be flipping out? Like, I also do that. So I kind of think that maybe he was like
like of your kind.
Maybe you were cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, so that's why I think I had to stalemate.
Sometimes that'll happen because then you meet whatever that is on the opposite end. You're like, oh, this guy's a jerk. But then it's like, well, who knows who the jerk is?
So that's eccentric number one, Rube Waddell. Now let's take a listen to this other guy. I think you're going to like this fella. The name is John R. Brinkley. Okay, similar time period. He's born in 1885. Now this fella was a doctor. Okay, and what happened is he had a clinic in Milford, Connecticut. A gentleman came into him asking him if he could fix someone who was, quote, sexually weak. That's what his the gentleman's complaint was. So either he was impotent.
Sexually weak.
Yeah, I think he meant he was impotent.
Real flounder.
And the doctor responded to him jokingly.
Just like Anthony.
He joked.
None of that's true.
That
it's not nice.
You haven't had an erection.
Also, say that about a person.
I'm pretty sure you probably, from what you talk about, haven't had an erection in 6 months.
No, that's not true.
12 months.
Nope. I get 6 a day.
That's good. So this gentleman
amount.
comes into Buckley. He's complaining about sexual weakness, what we can infer is impotency. Buckley responds jokingly that, quote, you could help him out if you had, quote, a pair of those buck glands in you. And what he meant by buck glands was goat testicles. He was joking. after he said that, it occurred to him, wait just 1 second, maybe that would actually work. Now, the two versions of this story differ. Buckley's story is that the gentleman, the first patient, begged him, please,
Give me these goat balls.
attempt that surgery on me. I'll do anything. The gentleman's story is that Buckley paid him an exorbitant amount of money to be the first one to do the surgery on. So basically, what this guy, this Buckley fella, made his living on after this fateful day.
What year is this?
This would have been, he died in 42, but this would have been, let's see.
1942?
1918 was the first time he started with the goat ball.
This is right around the Rube time.
Yeah, these guys could have been pals. So,
I mean, not right
Rube
around.
was died.
That's
Rube died,
like
yeah.
50 years.
No, Rube died in
1914.
Oh, really? Okay.
So he, what he would do is he would take goat balls and he would put the goat balls into your ball sack. He wouldn't take your balls
See,
out.
but I got a 4 balls.
What?
So now you just have 4 balls.
I'm not sure
That's
if you
fun.
put 1 or 2 balls
Because here's the thing, though.
in.
You get a goat ball and you have sex, you're going to have a goat child.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
a
that's
really
true.
good point.
Because you're having goat kids now.
And if you climax doggy style, you're going to have a goat dog child.
Come on, man. The math doesn't add up
You
on that.
said do more Joke Man stuff. So I thought that'd be like a Joke Man
Those are
thing.
crazy
That's
stories that you're
crazy.
making up. It's not science.
So
You're trying
anyway,
you're not a crazy
Buckley-
scientist.
Yeah, the goat thing, that's real.
What?
You're not
Having
going to have a
kid?
goat kid.
Why not? You have goat balls.
Yeah, but you're not going to get goat sperm out of
Yeah,
those balls.
the balls create the semen.
Yeah, but they're not
It's a
tied
goat-
into like the system.
Let me just say.
Shooting out.
I don't know. The doctor
don't-
could be doing
I
that.
don't even want to give this the credit of a logical scientific response, but I will. Even if you're rigged up so somehow you're ejaculating goat semen. You're not having a goat kid unless you're fucking a she-goat.
No, you're fucking a woman, so you're having
Yeah.
a half woman, half goat kid.
No, you're not.
Why not?
Because
You're
you're
having
not
nothing.
Because this.
You might have nothing.
Well,
But-
anyway.
No, you might have a kid. I don't know. Why wouldn't you have just like a normal kid? Because the sperm's still in there.
Oh, your sperm.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
here's the thing. Anyway,
Greg's
he
talking about
wasn't
having
even
a
hooking him
goat
up.
kid.
He wasn't even hooking him up to anything.
Just throwing him
this
in
guy's
there?
just putting
Tossing
nuts
him
in
in.
there,
Like ice
and they're
cubes.
just growing into you like a tumor. Okay, people were dying left and
Sure.
right because it became a hit because one of the early people that did it had a kid. Right, so they're all thinking,
Oh,
it
right,
works.
right,
It was probably a psychosomatic thing where he just wasn't getting boners because he
Yeah.
was nervous. All of a sudden, he thinks he's got a goat nut in there. He thinks he's cured, so he is cured. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
yeah.
psychological thing. So that it became a hit. This guy's putting goat nuts in left and right. People are dying. It's a mess.
I bet you could do it now with the technology that we have, and people. I don't know that it would work, but people would live. I think people would live. You could put a couple goat testicles in there, and I think you could do it in such a way that it'd be okay.
Why a goat?
I think you could put things in there.
I guess he saw that as the sign of virility. I don't know. It is weird, isn't it? Wouldn't you think like a
Yeah, anything
Goat,
else.
well, a lot
A
of
horse, another man. I
libido.
would go with another
Yeah.
man who's dead.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I feel like a lot of libido pills.
Like horny goat weed.
Yeah, like that.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, goat is
yeah.
some sort of historical symbol.
So
of that.
it's
Yeah, you're right.
synonymous in some sense with virility. Virility, is that the right word?
Virility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you guys have a fun. If I recall, you have a fun story about some of those sort of over-the-counter virility pills.
Not a story so much as we just took a bunch of. We were on an 18-hour drive, and we figured let's just take some of these over-the-counter boner pills and drive with those. That'd be fun.
So just the two of you were driving,
Just the
Yeah.
two of us.
and you stop. You just paint
Well,
the
there's two
picture.
people in the back. They were sleeping though.
Paint
Yeah.
the picture. You stop at a truck stop.
Yep. And he said, "Look at these. They got
We're
these
going
boner pills
From St. Louis to New York overnight,
overnight."
and we were trying to stay awake, and we were like, what if we get libido pills and then we get
Raging.
I've never fallen asleep with a boner before, so we just sat in the car. We thought with raging boners, but it didn't work.
No.
That didn't work at all. We both got horrible blue balls.
Yeah. Yeah. We figured
never
a
got
raging.
erection, just had horrible blue balls. I don't even know how it happened. Oh, it's Tito, are you okay?
I mean, that's
it's okay.
just craziness that the two of you were doing that.
Why? We just.
I don't know, it
Why
seems
would you go
risky? First of all,
risky? What? Just gonna have some raging erection?
thank you, Tita. Greg's girlfriend Tita just
Why
came
is
back. She brought
why
me
is
a
it
Diet
risky?
Coke. I don't know. Those things don't seem safe. Is what
Erections?
Well, no, all of those little drugs that are sold at
That's
the
pretty
counter in a.
No, you can't just sell poison.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, you can sell
Yeah.
Drano. That's poison.
The
Yeah.
most, it probably just doesn't do anything. That's really it. It just doesn't do anything.
I also might have just had blue balls just because.
You get horny on the road.
Yeah, I do.
I get very horny in airports.
Me too.
I got a
funny.
funny.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. That's why
Really?
all the senators they end up having those sort of gay scandals in the airports.
Really?
Yeah. Well, one.
Oh
guy.
wow.
One guy.
One guy.
One guy had it.
Yeah, he had a secret code in the Iowa airport.
Oh, that's a
If
tap in
I
the
recall.
foot,
Yeah,
right?
tap the foot. So sometimes in an airport I'll just do a little foot tapper just to see
what's up.
See what's up. I'm not gonna take anyone up on anything, but I
I like to. Yeah.
Are glory
know what I'm
holes a
dealing
real thing?
Glory holes
Yeah.
are a
In the
real
movies.
thing. Yes. Are you going to find a glory hole with a girl on the other end of it? No. In other words, they're historically a thing that you'll find in gay districts.
But how do you know when to
And-
go? I mean, are they
What?
operational? Are there hours of operation?
Well, I think they're a thing that was sort of popularized. Now, I'm no expert, but I think there would be certain gay peep shows and pornography places where they would have these certain truck stops that were known as sort of gay hookup areas. I think that was kind of.
So, do you go, you stick your dick in, and just hope someone comes after 2 hours?
No, I think you know someone's in there. You don't just wait.
But then, if you know someone's in there, then that guy who's in there has already been waiting.
I think you kind of like. It's
like
like,
a
hey,
on the
like,
hour?
Hey, the glory hole guy's in there. Everybody's going to town. And just, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Would you use one?
Right. Right.
No, I
No?
don't want to.
Is that a paid-
guy.
Well, I mean, if you don't know, it's
What-
all the imagination.
What's that too? Because if you have one, if you have a glory hole at your bar or restaurant, whatever. I mean, I'm probably not so much a restaurant, but do you know you have it, or people just are like,
Yeah. First
because
of
you
all,
got to clean the bathrooms at
first
some
of all-
points. You know you have it.
I think if they're not in a porno shop or some sort of skeezy hookup club,
Right.
I think they're in like a public place, like where George Michael got in trouble at that
The restroom.
park.
Why don't you
public
just
park
look your
restaurant.
eye through the glory hole first? See what's
you
on the other
might.
side.
You might, but then you could. That's like.
Well, I think it's real dark. Look, I don't think
Could
the
be
other
dark.
side's lit. I don't think you could see.
Could be dark.
So is a person, because that's interesting, like, oh, the glory hole guy's here. So does he work? You think he works like hourly, like he gets paid?
Well, it could be
Or
a
she,
prostitution
whoever?
thing. I would
Yeah.
doubt that for the most part because I think the prostitution aspect of it, you wouldn't really do the glory hole. I think it's more of an anonymity factor.
Are these-
People are getting off
Oh,
on the
thanks,
anonymity.
I think in the day and age where, you go to a grocery store and you got so many, like, checkout people who are just
Oh, that's
machines.
going to sound great.
I think you could probably get away with doing it with a machine these days, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What?
I don't know, some kind of machine that does the pleasuring.
Oh, like a light bulb house. Yeah, you can't be eating chips on the show.
Oh, well, historically, we've
This
eaten
was
on the show
outlawed. This
before.
was
I don't think
outlawed.
it's a
This
big
is
deal.
outlawed. This is outlawed.
Outlawed. No one even made a judgment.
Well,
we were never
okay,
made a
you can
judgment
eat a
about
carrot or two, but you seem to be just rapid
on,
fire
stop.
eating these carrots.
I'm
It's going to be
starving.
We
loud.
got to get back into the thing. We have like 8 minutes left. We got to
Yeah.
get back into it.
this. We want to get back to the story.
All right.
Well, I do have. We were talking about poisoning. I watched this interesting thing. You guys know I'm a big fan of
Capers.
reality police procedurals. I like to watch
What?
the sort of true crime shows, like
Oh,
First
okay,
48
yeah, sure.
Solved, that sort of stuff, where you really
Get over
see
here.
how it really works. This woman poisoned both of her husbands to death
Mm-hmm.
with antifreeze. Okay,
It's disgusting.
what his chewing?
I can hear his lips smacking through the headphones.
That's-
It sounds like the other end of a glory hole, as we've just spoken about. Disgusting.
So this woman poisons both her husbands to death with antifreeze. The whole time she's being interrogated by the police, she keeps referring to it as anti-free.
Anti-free.
Yeah, which the insanity of spending years killing two people with a product and not knowing what it's called. Like it's written on the fucking thing.
Anti-free because she's fighting for freedom from these men. Poison isn't the way to go. We always get into this.
We always
get locked into these.
Not today.
Not today.
I've just started listening to the podcast, and we always get locked into these.
I know. I always want to talk about how to
these
kill
potholes
somebody.
a little bit.
Anthony started listening for the first time this week, so that's been a big deal.
I love it too. I really like the podcast.
You guys see any movies lately?
Yeah. No.
Did anybody else have any ideas though about this this Woodley character, this doctor, this cuckoo doctor?
I mean, I just thought it was interesting that here's a guy who just made his living on putting goat balls into regular people's balls, and that was his gig.
Right.
He made a life out of it.
Tita, you got to get out of here. I think I'm being awkward with you here.
Man, that's a crazy sight. A lot of balls.
Now you could say.
Yeah, I wonder, are there any people that are born with more than 2 balls?
I would imagine
Yes,
there would be.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the thing. 2 balls, 1 ball. Absolutely.
2 balls, 1
Yeah,
ball.
Some people have been born with 1. Some people are born with 3. Yeah, I think you could sell them. Yeah, and there's prosthetic balls. Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah, I knew a fellow that had one of those.
I don't understand why you would get that. Who cares? No one could see
I would
it.
get it if I lost a testicle to cancer.
I think I will get one,
I
too.
think I'd like to be balanced out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or I'd get a grape. I get something else.
Yeah, throw a grape in there.
Something fun.
Yeah, well, that's what'll kill you. We just found out.
Something that when you squeezed it, it made a noise, like those
Yeah.
old shark toys. I'd get one of those.
That's fun.
So
Get a full shark toy.
if I'm not mistaken,
stick out.
Greg, I think Anthony just inadvertently admitted that his testicles are the size of a grape.
I'm being God's honest.
He has large
My testicles are very large. I only know that because I went to a urologist because I thought I had a problem. This is like 6 months ago. I really thought I had a big problem, and he told me that you don't have a problem. Your balls are just large.
Yeah.
He said that. For real.
That's great.
Yeah.
Big balls, man.
Yeah, I got a big set of them because I sometimes there's one time where I slept on them. I was drunk and then I slept in a place I don't normally sleep. Just not my bed. I just slept on a couch. That's really all it was. It was in my apartment. I just didn't make it to the bed. I was on the couch and I slept on them and I thought I woke up. I thought I had testicular torsion. Just another case of large balls.
What are we talking here? The size of baseballs?
No, that's crazy. That's way too big. That's insane. That you would see them through my shorts. No, they're big. I don't know.
Like a golf ball, smaller than a golf ball.
Well, they're a different shape than a golf ball because they're more
Triangle.
hot doggy.
Lemony.
What?
Hot doggy?
Hot dogs.
No.
Aren't they more hot doggy?
No,
Maybe
that's
I'm
a-
feeling
I
these
think
things
you're
all wrong.
cylinder.
I think you're thinking of your penis. That might be why.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
what I
went
said.
to
You
the
get a large
urologist
cock.
for. I got this huge ball, and he just told me it's my penis, and then I left.
Greg, what's going on, man? What's in your head? Because I think you got out of the game here.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
What were we talking about before I started? We started. I forget now.
All right. Well, that's been the Rad Dudecast for today. Like I said, make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Rad Dudecast. Share it with your friends. Tell everyone about it. If you like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. Write a review on iTunes. We could use some 5-star ratings, some reviews, right?
Absolutely.
We'd love that. And email us some questions.
Just tell your friends.
I'll be in the email
Tell
center
your
all
friends.
day.
All I
if you
care
want
about is
email.
tell your friends, I guess. I don't have any friends.
Be in the
Yeah,
email
we
center.
don't. None of us have any fucking friends.
No, that's crazy. We have friends. What are you talking about?
Stop eating those carrots.
Oh, I like them very much.
It's like a fucking rabbit. Let me ask you this.